And then there were two. The number 1 seeded Johnson County Community College Cavaliers and the 4th-seeded Fort Scott Community College Greyhounds in the championship game. As we are waiting to get our official starting lineups, Funk, Bolin, and Drennan back on the call with you. Let's get our starting lineups, and we'll dive into this matchup a little bit more.
KJCCC Region 6 championship game featuring the visiting Johnson County Lady Cavaliers and the home team, the Fort Scott Greyhounds. First, the starting lineups for the visiting Johnson County Lady Cavaliers. Starting at left field, number 3, Taryn Burkhart. Starting at second base, number 17, Izzy Carter. Starting at shortstop, number 5, Jaylee Jefferson. Starting at third base, number 26, Aspen Burkhart. Starting at center field, number 23, Eve Morris. Starting at first base, number 15, Kate Ediger. Starting as the designated player, number 4, Deja Gardenhire. Starting at catcher, number 9, Ryan Pinkerton. And starting at right field, number 6, Gracie Ramsey. And the starting pitcher for Johnson County, number 22, Jalen Layers. Now the starting lineup for the home team, the Fort Scott Greyhounds. Starting at left field, number 13, Grace Tingle. Starting at second base, number 2, Peyton Rivas. Starting at shortstop, number 3, Juliet Paisley. Starting catcher, number 9, Avery Ragsdale. Starting at right field, number 4, Haley Pence. Starting at third base, number 21, Caroline Wilhelm. Starting at first base, number 7, Marcelia Landa. Starting at center field, number 5, Katie Thompson. And designated player, Arissa Zanuck. Hanjack, I should say, number 11. And pitching, number 18, Maddie Cole.
It has been a long and grueling tournament process. 8 teams entered the fray, and now we're down to the final 2. And potentially for Fort Scott as they sit in the catbird seat or the driver's seat, whichever you prefer. Dennis, they've come into this tournament undefeated in perfect play so far. They've knocked out in their last 2 games. They at least have knocked to the consolation bracket, I should say, number 1 in Johnson County and number 2 in Neosho to sit up comfortably here. And they were waiting to the winner of the game we just had before in the Cavaliers and the Panthers, as Johnson County was able to hold on and win that game. I have a final score of 9-4 on behind the back. Another complete game from Maggie McNally, and 2 starts in less than 24 hours apart, 300-plus pitches, and it was a great performance. And all that to say that the Cavaliers, even as the 1 seed, they've took the harder path, but they're right here in the championship game, and that's right where Coach Bratton Volkins and the rest of this team expecting them to be.
Yeah, but this Greyhound team from Fort Scott, they're the hot team. They've had the hot bats. They've taken out number 1 and number 2. They're sitting here, and they have to be beaten twice before they can lose this championship. It's theirs to lose.
Yeah, this is a Fort Scott team. A lot of people were really high on them, and they've just kind of been throughout the regular season around middle of the pack, that 4 through 6 range in the conference standings. They earned the 4th seed coming into the tournament. And a lot of people, again, all the talks about Johnson County, Neosho County, maybe Kansas City, Kansas had the magic to make a run. People thought that about Fort Scott as well. But the fact of nobody had them beaten number 1 and number 2 on their way to being here in the championship game as we're underway here. A first pitch ball from Maddie Cole into Taryn Burkhart. And Brendan, we all know in this kind of all the advantage right now, it's for Fort Scott right now. They win a game, they're in. If they lose this one, that forces a sudden death game into tomorrow. But you know the Greyhounds, they're wanting to come out. They've split the regular season doubleheader with Johnson County. They just beat them 2 days ago. They are riding ultra high on their confidence.
And they're going to ride ultra high with Maddie Cole. And I mean, she had herself a day against Neosho. She tore them up kind of. Although Neosho, they had a couple spots where they put runs on her here and there. But Maddie Cole, I imagine Sewell will probably come into this game as well, but they've got a lot of great pitching. And when their bats can come together, man, they can tear you up. So I know Fort Scott's going to be coming ready to play.
One of the best pitching staffs in the Kansas Jayhawk Conference, as this is sprayed out into left center and out there in center, bringing it in The shallow ground is Wilhelm. Burkhardt is retired. Now brings in Izzy Carter. You talked about Sewell for Fort Scott, number 1 in conference in earned run average at 2.03, and also leads conference in wins at 22. We'll have to wait and see if they will try to bring her into this game. It's a good start so far for Maddie Cole, who we saw in the game yesterday that when the Greyhounds beat Neosho. Went the way about halfway through before the baton was handed over to Sewell. She came in and got the deal done. This one right back up the middle, off the glove of Cole, and it's going to roll and not going to be in time for them to make a play. So in self-defense, got a glove on it, and it's a little infield hit for Izzy Carter.
Batting number 5, Jaylee Jefferson.
But it was nice defensively by Fort Scott. Although it hurts getting a runner on for Johnson County, who, if they can get their bats going, they can put something together. But nicely Cole to just keep it in the park and not do any more damage or have any more errors.
Give me a potential. Looking to handle Jaylee Jefferson is Cole. Jefferson in the game against Neosho, 2 for 4. The 2-run home run, also had a double. In this middle part of the order with Aspen Burkhardt on deck, Dennis, they really showed out in that game against the Panthers.
No question about it. The 2 leading RBI players for the Cavaliers did their job in the last game. Let's see if they can carry through to this championship.
Maddie Cole delivering the next pitch. Jefferson doesn't go around on it. It takes it for called strike 1.
And I love Cole's motion. She just steps up to the rubber. She knows what she wants to throw. She's got a very quick motion. She likes to wind up. She takes a big wind up, in fact.
Does it again right there inside. Try to maybe jam Jefferson. Does it go around? 3 balls, 1 strike. Offers at that one. That pops it up over the net and foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Like Jaylee may have just missed her pitch.
It was a 9-6 win for the Fort Scott Greyhounds. Just 2 days ago, these 2 teams met in the second round. Fort Scott able to hold on and win 9-6 in that game. As that's taken for ball 4 on the full count. And the Cavaliers will have 2 runners on, 1 gone here in the top of the first inning.
26, Aspen Burkhardt.
And in walk-off fashion, too, Dylan. So I know Johnson County's got to feel a little sting after facing this Greyhounds team. But that's the kind of tone you want to set early. Frustrate Cole a little bit, but also just keep the line moving.
It was in that game, Johnson County being the home team. They got down 3-0 early in the third, and they answered in that same inning with a 6 spot, putting them up by 3 runs, but then they would turn around with Maggie McNally in the circle. She gave up a 4-run top of the 4th inning as Burkhardt hits this one out to left. Tracking it in, battling the sun perhaps, but able to bring it in, no problem for out number 2 out there in left for the Greyhounds today.
Number 23.
Yeah, that's a big out for the Greyhounds because that's the leading RBI hitter for and home run hitter for the Cavaliers. So that's a big out for Fort Scott.
So it was that 4th spot in the top of the 4th, and Fort Scott added 2 more on in the top of the 7th. That was all she wrote in that game. This one gets out into right field, potentially an RBI chance for Eve Morris. Throws coming in, hits in plenty of time. It gets out of the glove, and Izzy Carter is safe at the plate.
I'm not sure what happened there.
She was gunned out by a mile, and it appeared on a great throw in from right field.
15,
That's hands patrolling out there for the Greyhounds.
It looked like it came out when she went to apply the tag. It's the only thing I can figure.
Jefferson will move up to third. This one put up out into right by Ediger and is brought in out there again by Hance. So the Cavaliers draw first blood here in the championship game. Fort Scott bats coming up next. It's going to be Jalen Lavers, gentlemen, that will come out and get the start here for Coach Bratton Vulcans in this championship game against the Greyhounds of Fort Scott, Pingle, Rivas, and Paisley. And them get on Ragsdale, the catcher, in the cleanup spot. Greyhounds looking to defend the fort. It's been their moniker for this entire season, and it's worked out well for them at this point. Choking up mighty high up on the bat is Pingle as she takes a first pitch strike from Jalen Lavers.
And I like this decision there from Bratton Vulcans. You still got some pretty good arms on hand. You still got McNally on hand if you need her. You got Umverzat. I mean,
and then that was the big question, because we were pretty confident that it was going to be really unlikely that you send McNally back out there after throwing 100-plus pitches in the game today and 150 in the game last night. She's been an absolute workhorse, but at some point you got to show some trust and faith in your rest of your pitching staff, as this one's put out into center. Morris will bring it in for out number one. Pingle is retired. And it was going to be, Lavers, or is it going to be Umverzagt? And we saw Lavers get the start in the very first game of the tournament against Highland. Didn't make it out of an inning, just got about an out or two, and then Maggie McNally came on to replace her. We've seen Umverzagt come on in relief and even get a couple of ABs in it. Has done well. Haven't seen her since, though, so you got to imagine maybe if things start to go awry here for Lavers, or maybe this could be where Jalen gets a couple innings and Umverzagt comes in and might go the rest of the way. We'll just have to wait and see, but definitely some options to work with if you're Coach Bratton Vulcans.
I think the number one thing that if you're Lavers, you just got to find your confidence again. I think just the confidence coming in. You know, you're starting the first game of the tournament. There's definitely a lot of nerves because you probably expected McNally to start the tournament, but then you go out there and then you just can't get out of the inning. It's got to feel a bit unfortunate, but Lavers really looks to be settling in here pretty nicely.
Yeah, she got that back in that Highland game, just 2/3 of an inning. 3 runs coming across on 3 hits, all 3 of them earned, no strikeouts, 3 walks. Ahead in the count here, 0-2, couldn't get her to chase, so looking for her first strikeout. Just for the second batter she's faced, and Rivas starting over at second base.
Got a solid defense behind her. She was on that pitch.
Count will stay at 1-2. 395 average on the season for Rivas, 33 RBIs, 51 total hits, 12 doubles, 1 triple, 6 home runs. Lavers tapping the chest saying, my bad on that location. Now the count's up to 2-2.
Tried to go inside corner there, just must have had a bad release point there. Let it slip in a little too low. Got to work back up and in.
This one straight up in the air over our heads and out of play. Good battle here for Rivas. Trying to find a way to get on for Fort Scott with 1 gone. Trying to answer with the 1 run put up top by Johnson County. An RBI single from Eve Morris. Brought in Izzy Carter in to score, who had the 1-out single. 2-2 pitch, breaking. Stays high in the zone though, and just like that, the count is full and 3-2.
And I like her idea there, trying to go high fastball, just couldn't quite bring it down there. Now she's really got to fire a strike no matter what here. Oh, I got away from her.
So it's going to go as a 1-out walk. Rivas will make her way up to first base. Not the result that you were looking for. You were Lavers. Now a chance here for Paisley, who went yard in the game yesterday against Neosho. She'll step in, represent the go-ahead run, still in the early parts of this game. Plate umpire needing a couple more softballs, putting it into the pouch. Now we're ready to go. Still a beautiful day here at the Vista Softball Complex, just right near Lake Shawnee in Topeka, Kansas.
Beautiful day for softball.
It's been a beautiful week for it. Been really fortunate with the weather. Sure, a lot of the area has been battling a lot of impending storms over the past couple of weeks. A lot of rain, a lot of dampness, but now pretty much this entire week it's been to mid-70s and sunshine, partly cloudy skies today. A little bit of a nice light breeze and plenty of people coming out to support both the Cavaliers and the Greyhounds.
Both these fan bases travel really well.
Lavers still battling here with Paisley. 1-1 pitch is pulled sky high, and that's going to get up and out into the parking lot. What we really need is like an auto collision or like dent repair or windshield repair company to sponsor. For every time one of those, we can play a little bumper or something. 1-2 on the way, just off the plate, 2-2.
Or we could have some sound effects with the press box up here. Let's have a glass crashing noise.
Like the way you think, Brendan. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes on that one fouled off from Paisley. The catcher, Ragsdale, number 9, currently on deck. Gets the signal from Pinkerton, now delivers, and another one pulled high in the air, and that will also get up and out of play right off a picnic table.
Hopefully that didn't land anybody's food.
Already total pitch count up to 11 for Lavers, just the third batter she's faced here. And Paisley takes that, runner taken off. A good throw from Pinkerton, just not going to be in time. Jefferson trying to apply the tag, but Rivas stealing a base.
Both these teams are going to the base pass early. You love to see how aggressive they're being in this championship game. Both these teams really have something to play for here. But the one thing on the mind is we want to go to Spartansburg.
This one out into center. Morris settling under it. Rivas is going to go and tag up, and she will slide head first safely into third base.
Eve showing off her arm there. Do that on the fly to Aspen Burkhart there at third.
Batting number 9, Avery Ragsdale.
There's your workman gloves, Dennis.
There, another one, yeah. There you go.
Ragsdale's been doing work at the plate this season. 372 average, 7 home runs, 40 RBIs. Oof. Potential RBI number 41 over there at third base right now. The potential tying run in this game. Cavaliers still holding on to a 1-run lead.
If your Lavers just get a quick out, you get a sigh of relief here and leave a runner in scoring position stranded. Oh, that had to hurt.
That was off of Ryan Pinkerton.
And she's going to take some extra time, rub it up on the chin. Coach Brett Vulcan's coming out, checking on her as well. And as we had talked about earlier, it's going to be really, really hard to break any of these young ladies out of this game on either side.
Oh, yeah.
In a Region 6 championship game for a chance to go to the World Series. Are you kidding me?
But I think the great thing about both these teams is they got depth. They have plenty of depth because if Pinkerton were to go out of the game, they got Archdeacon, who's also a really solid arm defensively, and she's been doing pretty solid at the bat as well. But Pinkerton is tough as nails when it comes to leadership, and as well as just setting a good tone for this Cavaliers squad. So there's no way she's going to go out of this game.
As traditionally, you see Pinkerton and Hannah Archdeacon will trade off. Usually one will get a start in one game at catcher, and then the other will get the other game. But it's been all Pinkerton so far in this tournament. But like I said, Archdeacon still providing valuable depth, and even in a pinch hitter spot, you can put her in. She can try to produce as this one's pulled, but foul. Trying to straighten it up a little bit as Ragsdale trying to bring that runner home from third.
Huge momentum booster at hand here for Lavers. Get a strikeout, that'll really fire your squad up.
Oh, it just foul back, barely getting to pieces, Ragsdale. Fort Scott dugout trying to get loud. We're talking about how much fun all these teams' dugouts have been. I don't think there's been a better one than Fort Scott. And as Ragsdale does come through, puts it on the left side, and splits the infield. And just like that, trailing no more. Fort Scott evens us up at one apiece.
Number 4.
Now that's what you call a timely hit.
Lavers really made her work for it there too, and Ragsdale is just up to the challenge, battling away there.
It's gone out to 25 game for Lavers.
I don't think she liked that call from the umpire there. She kind of tilted her head sideways like, really?
Yeah, she wanted that pitch.
Oh, man.
1 ball, 1 strike to Hance, the right fielder.
Hance got fooled there. Lavers, after getting a fastball, and she's like, let's try this off-speed pitch. Really fooled her. Nice for her to even the count there.
Hance had that terrific throw into home plate in the top half of the first, and Izzy Carter just coming around to score for Johnson County, and it was online and it was in plenty of time, but it looked like there was some trouble from Ragsdale, who's currently over at first after her RBI single. Had a hard time either squeezing it in the mid or didn't have it fully in or something. When she went to apply the tag, the ball came loose and allowed Carter to score. That's back-to-back foul tip straight back into the net for Hance.
Fort Scott had talked about this in their game against Neosho. They're aggressive at the plate. They love to just, if they like any pitch they see, they're going to swing. And they're going to really battle.
They've been a hot team for sure.
Lavers almost got her to go, but 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I feel like they're the best team in this conference at really working counts against pitchers.
And a conference that has a lot of teams that are really good at that. That is saying something. High and inside, had her tied up, and Lavers picks up her first strikeout. Fort Scott does respond from the 1 run put up by the Cavaliers as we are squared away. Back getting ready to start the second inning, the championship game of the 2024 NJCAA Region 6 Division II softball tournament. Winner could potentially go on to Spartanburg. If Fort Scott wins this game, they'll be on their way to Spartanburg. If the Cavaliers able to break this tie, hold on and win, then that will force a sudden death game tomorrow that will be taking place at noon. Talk about already a jam-packed, busy Saturday for everybody as we're in the season of high school and college graduations and potential World Series bids. There's a lot going on. Deja Gardenhire will lead it off for the Cavaliers. Still facing against Maddie Cole in the circle for Fort Scott. Gardenhire, Pinkerton, and Ramsey, 7, 8, 9, due up for the Cavs. 1-0 pitch, hits hard and right at the shortstop, in and out of the gloves, trying to backhand it. Just couldn't quite keep it in.
That was a tough play. That ball was scalded in the hole.
Batting number 9, Ryan Pinkerton.
And that's the way you didn't expect to get on base if you're Johnson County, but you're going to take any opportunity that Fort Scott gives you.
Now for the second time today, Deja Gardenhire will reach on via the air. It was an error by the third baseman in this last game against Neosho, and now the error there over there on the shortstop, Paisley.
Yeah, if she was able to glove that, she would have had plenty of time to throw her out.
Pinkerton swung at that last pitch so hard that her elbow guard fell off.
I saw that. That's the other thing this tournament has been really good with. There's been a lot of equipment malfunctions and tweaks and little stuff here and there, particularly for catchers. As a matter of fact, I believe it was actually that Neosho Fort Scott game that we did yesterday where it was Ragsdale that there was about maybe a handful of different times, and it seemed like they were in the same half inning where they had to come out and bring a new chest protector, trying to swap them in and out.
She also had a helmet change in there too. And
Pinkerton down in the count 0-2 here. Her job is to move that runner.
Looking to protect in an 0-2 count. Gardenhire reaching for the air over at first base. Low and away. Gardenhire almost wanted to take off as that one slightly got away from Ragsdale, but not far enough to make her feel comfortable taking off for second base.
Yeah, if Deja had picked that up sooner, she'd have been able to get into second base.
yeah, Fort Scott's playing far enough away from second base there.
A little bit early on that one, pulled foul. Still battling in a 1-2. Next pitch on the way from Cole. Offers at it, and another one fouled off. Long at-bats continuing here in this game. Wouldn't expect anything less, especially from these two teams. Two of the best at being disciplined at the plate, spoiling off great pitches, protecting, trying to find the pitch you want. Pinkerton, another one. Pulled up over the concession stands out to the parking lot.
Another quality at bat. Seen a lot of pitches.
Pinkerton, I really wanted that one. She barreled that one up, just foul.
That one off the handle. Spoiled a good pitch, though.
So you're in a 1-2 count, Dennis. Maddie Cole's been battling. That's 3 straight in a row, fouled off. Now, what are you going to be delivering here next to Pinkerton?
I'm going to go breaking ball.
Chopper taken by third. Toss over to second in time, and she'll just put it in her pocket and take the out there.
Yeah, it wasn't hit hard enough for a double play.
Batting number 6, Gracie Ramsey.
I think Deja slid in so hard that it hit the shortstop there on her arm, so really it affected her motion of trying to go to first there.
Gardenhire out on the fielder's choice. Pinkerton will take her spot over at first, and the 9-hole hitter Gracie Ramsey starting out in right field today for the Cavaliers. 1 for 3 with a single in the game today against the Panthers.
She's had a quality and consistent tournament.
especially out in the field.
Especially in the base paths, too, you could say.
Something else I missed from the old days, fellas, is the breaking the double play up at second base. They put in some new rules in softball and baseball to protect the players.
This
it used to be ugly.
And it's tracked down wind. You heard it gusting a little bit. Might have pushed that one towards the foul line. It was also slicing away, but nonetheless, great effort. Able to track it down, and Ramsey is retired for 2 outs.
Batting number 3, Taryn Burkhardt.
Back to the top of the order.
That was Landa all the way from short, able to run and track that one down. Okay, with the fly out to center in her last at bat. 28 total pitches now for Cole. Pitch number 29 is low for ball 1.
Now that you're back to the top of the order, I think Cole's going to have a good understanding of how to approach these Lady Cavs batters.
Cole continuing to work, trying to find the grip that she wants. Now gets it, a 2-0 pitch on the way to Burkhardt. Swings at it back up the middle.
Nice
Landa
play.
right there and tags the bag. Order forces out and out number 3. Cavaliers kept in order in the top of the second, still tied at 1 apiece.
Batting number 21, Caroline Wilhelm.
We go 6, 7, 8. Wilhelm, Landa, and Thompson due up for Fort Scott. Both teams tied at 1 apiece. Both those single runs coming in the first inning. Greyhounds 1 win away from punching their ticket to Spartanburg. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers trying to force a sudden death game 2 in the championship game tomorrow, as this one is hit out into left, but foul. Wait, just about another split second on that one. It might land and roll down into the corner for extra bases instead. She'll step back into the box down in the count 0-1.
That was a great knock there. Like you said, if that would have been just a little bit timelier, that would have been trouble.
Leading Fort Scott's in hits in the regular season, 13 home runs and 53 RBIs, leading in those categories as well, is along with batting average just under 440 at 438.
Labor says they're down 0-2 in the count.
This one popped up, and that's going to get out of play. Still an 0-2 count. Now that was impressive. Dennis, did you happen to catch that?
I did not.
Out there, it landed. I don't know if you see that. There's kind of like a little breaker box kind of stand over there.
Oh, yeah?
There's those little metal poles that are holding it up on the sides. It landed right on the top of one of those. I mean, it landed perfectly right on top of it.
It almost landed perfectly on the batting cages.
Yeah, that's
Softballs are flying today.
so for Wilhelm, really good at picking a location on the field and hitting it, and even outside of the field of play. She's pretty well on target. This one a little flare. Edgar trying to chase it down. Underhand basket catch, but it lands foul.
Nice job by Edgar really pursuing that one there. Almost had it there too.
And Fort Scott continuing to battle these long drawn at-bats, driving the pitch count of Jalen Lavers up. No action in either bullpen yet. We're going to be riding with the Stars. Actually, right as I say that, there is somebody in the Johnson County bullpen. As this one is pulled out, that could go. And it will. It went off the top, on the bottom of the scoreboard. Got all of that one for Wilhelm. Unbelievable. Hit a spectator as well as it's thrown back into the field of play. That got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter.
And put on the cowboy hat. The rally cowboy hat, unbelievable. 2-1, Fort Scott.
Batting number 7, Maricela Landa.
Well, that's the first one we've seen hit the scoreboard.
We've seen some come close, but no one's actually been able to do it. The homer to left center puts the Greyhounds in front 2-1. That one foul at the line. Third base side, Landa steps in now.
Whenever a ball goes over the fence, I get scared for the fans out there that are risking themselves out there because although there's not been too many home runs, but they've been flying, so hopefully they're ready.
And it hit the bottom part, and it ricocheted right back down. I believe there's somebody out there in a white hoodie or sweater, and they got pelted with it, so they felt it. Which if you're a Fort Scott fan, probably don't mind it. Maybe stings a little extra if you're a Johnson County fan. Throw across the way in time. Bergdart to Edgar, retiring Landa for out number 1.
That's a good out to get after giving up that home run.
Cavaliers fortunate there weren't any runners on base for that one.
Great off-speed pitch. Had a lot of breaking movement to it. Let's see if she goes fastball here. She did, just way high and outside. Dennis, even kind of 1-on-1, what are you throwing?
I'm up on my best pitch here. Probably my fastball. And that's what she threw.
Nailed it in the zone.
It is worth noting Kaylin Conrad was warming up in the bullpen. Now is brought back into the dugout. Just getting up, getting loose, getting ready potentially for Johnson County. Lavers still trying to battle back. She's got one out after that solo home run from Wilhelm. Now looking to battle here with Thompson. Can try to put her away for out number 2.
And I think with that, I don't think they're going to get Labors out of the game yet. I think they just want to get Conrad or numbers out, whoever they want, just to throw a couple pitches, get their arms loose and ready if they do need to start warming up for potentially going into the game.
I agree.
And you want to throw a strike here. You don't want to go full on this hitter.
Trying to take care of Thompson in the bottom half of the order. That one potentially thought was going to be strike 3. Just off the plate for ball 3.
Yeah, Lavers wanted that pitch.
Just ran it a little bit too inside off the plate. There we go.
There he goes.
She went back with that off speed right down the pipe and got fooled there.
11, Arissa Zajac.
Now to Zajac, the designated player, and batting 9th for the Greyhounds. She'll step in with 2 gone, nobody on. Fort Scott has played a run in each of their innings so far. This one will get up and out of play.
And Zajac's been a really good bottom part of the order player the Greyhounds can really rely on if they need somebody to get on base in these kind of situations.
Lavers delivers another one. Solid. That's a base hit. That'll get out into left. Jefferson diving out for it, but can't grab it. And it's a 2-out single to keep the bottom half of the second alive.
I'm batting number 13, Grace Pingle.
That ball was scalded into the hole short there.
Well, not ideal of what you want to do, allowing a 2-out single to the 9-hole hitter. Now we go back to the top of the order to Pingle. So for 1 with the fly out. She's got a choking up pretty high on her bat. Usually maybe you'll see that in a 2-strike count, a hitter trying to protect, but
she's a selective hitter. But we saw against Neosho, she's a very good slap hitter, but I don't think she's going to do that. She's going to swing away.
Game count right now 1-1. Lavers picking up the rosin bag a little bit, trying to get some better grip. Now delivers the next pitch, high and outside, 2-1. Two now.
Good pitch there by Lavers.
And I like her approach now this time. She's not too big of a hurry to try and get something going here. She's really taking her time and being selective on her location and her approach.
Runner was going, but it's fouled off.
And I think that's why Pinkerton kind of walked up to Lavers, because now they see that Fort Scott is willing to go. Will they go again? I'm not sure. It's up to whatever the coaching staff wants, but I think Pinkerton's going to be ready.
Runner doesn't go, and this one is lined over. Izzy Carter out into right. 1 for 2 day for Pingle. Good throw coming in. Zajac slides, keeps the hand on the bag. She's in there safe. And again, it was a good battle for Lavers to get 2 outs, and now a single for Zajac and a single from Pingle as Fort Scott back in business.
Yeah, Pinkerton wants a meeting now.
Trying to talk it over, talk about some potentially next steps, what they're wanting to do here, what they're looking for. And we're currently watching the Division II NJCAA Region 6 championship game. Fort Scott wins. They move to Spartanburg for the World Series. If Johnson County wins, we'll be back here tomorrow at noon in a winner-take-all game. The Plains District Championship. Rivas will now step in, got on with a walk and came around to score. First pitch swinging and fouling it off back into the net.
Lavers isn't overpowering these hitters with her fastball. They're right on it.
To give also credit though, she hasn't been who she's been this season though.
Right.
She's not someone that can really overpower you.
She typically pitches to contact.
And contact made there. That's going to go into the gap. Another one will come in to score. Rivas pulls into second. She's going to go to third. Another run comes in to score. Tag. Not going to be in time. Burgart thought she got it in. It was a great throw getting it in from the outfield. And a 2 RBI triple for Rivas.
Big hit right there for Rivas. Woo. Especially with 2 outs.
Batting number 3, Julia.
Yeah, the right and center fielder made contact with each other there in the outfield. That's got to hurt a little bit, and I think that's all she wrote for. Yeah, that's all she wrote for Lavers, I see.
That's Kaylin Conrad.
Conrad, yeah.
Lavers trying to get out of the second, not going to be able to do it. And right now it is all Greyhounds. We'll step aside here for a moment after the pitching change.
Johnson County, number 12.
Day is over for Jalen Lavers. Kalen Conrad was warming up in the bullpen. Now I see Mariah Humverzak starting to make her way in there as well, keeping options open for Coach Bratton Volkins. But right now it is Kalen Conrad's game. She's going to come in the bottom of the second, just need to get a third and final out as the Greyhounds have it 4-1. First pitch strike final into Paisley, the shortstop.
I like the decision from Bratton Volkins. I think you get Conrad in. She had a solid game. She's had a solid season. And then you have Humverzak, who really can come in and throw pretty well in relief if you do need her. But I like the decision to have Maggie McNally as your last resort option. And really trust your arms.
Well, you can't afford to let this one get away from you either. You don't.
No.
Oh, don't coming in. She's safe.
Oh. Pinkerton lost the ball when she was trying to apply the tag.
What a crazy sequence. Now Rivas comes in to score. They got a 5-1 Greyhound lead.
That hurts.
And it is momentum completely on the side of Fort Scott right now. Grounder, this one gets by Burkhardt, diving out for it over at third. And another 2-out hit for the Greyhounds.
Greyhounds have a big inning going.
Batting number 9, Avery Ragsdale.
Getting into the teeth of this order as well. Ragsdale steps back in, an RBI single back in the first.
It's a great game if you guys want to watch it.
Tried to go high outside fastball, just couldn't quite get it there. If you're Johnson County, you can't be frazzled. You gotta keep your momentum high. You gotta keep your thoughts high. Just one out to get out of this inning, and then you can have a sigh of relief and talk things over. You can't let the momentum completely shift in Fort Scott's favor, although it does look that way right now. You just can't let it slip out of your control. Oh.
She lost the ball on her back stroke. That one didn't even get out of the circle.
3-0 count now. Ragsdale showing bunt, now pulls back. Probably taken here, and she does, and it's in for strike one.
Conrad, a beautiful job dotting the corner there. Now it's time to really attack Ragsdale.
Next one, jam shot, slow roller up the line at first. Edgar takes it and steps on the back. Conrad able to close out the bottom of the second, but not before the Greyhounds put up a fourth spot as they're up 5-1. Looking to see how the Cavaliers will respond here. Top of the third inning. They've seen the Greyhounds put one across in the first and 4 in the bottom of the second. There's a big 2 RBI triple from Rivas, and then she came down the line to score, kind of catching the Cavalier defense off guard. And Dennis, not too many times that we've been able to say that this season.
Oh, not at all. And I really believe this is a pivotal half inning for the Cavaliers here, because if you go 1, 2, 3, they're really going to have the momentum on their side, the Fort Scott Greyhounds. You need to battle back here.
Final line from Jalen Lavers on the day, an inning and 2/3 of 5 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and all 5 of those runs being earned and credited to her. Kayla Conrad came on in the bottom half with 2 gone to get the third and final out.
Cole's really done a phenomenal job for the Greyhounds. She's trying to keep Johnson County on edge. She's not wasting any time going to the rubber.
Good off-speed pitch there. Caught the outside corner.
And she's not really known for her off-speed. She's more kind of a fastball thrower, but she can use her off-speed if she needs to. There it is again.
Next one, Carter puts it back up the middle. That's a big leadoff single for the Cavaliers looking to respond.
Yeah, that's what you want if you're the Cavaliers.
Batting number 5, Kaylee Jefferson.
Carter screaming at her teammates like, let's go, let's get something going here, let's respond. And I know both of you said it, and I'll say it again, time to get something going is now.
Yep.
From Cole inside on Jefferson, 1-0. Daly reached for the walk back in the first, was eventually left stranded over at third base. Cole taking her time now, delivers the next pitch. Jefferson pulls on it, but it goes foul off the line.
She was really hoping that she could sneak it down the line.
Didn't miss by much.
That one skips. Ragsdale keeps it in front, but that's still not going to be enough for Izzy Carter to stay put at first. She'll move on up to second.
Good heads-up base running there. That takes the double play out of order for the Greyhounds.
She saw Ragsdale take a second to get up and go for the ball. She kind of lost sight of it for a second there, and Carter realized that, and she's like, let's go to second.
Now Jefferson hard right at the third baseman. Good job looking over the runner at second and Carter, and throws over in time. Well done. High executed by Wilhelm.
Yeah, that's textbook right there. Jaylee hit it hard, but right at the third baseman.
Wilhelm doing, like you said, textbook. She saw Carter got a big jump. She's like, go back to second, then throw on to first. But a nice job by the first baseman as well to kind of peer over at third to see if Carter is going to try something sneaky there. But nice job by Bratton Volkins to just hold her at second, because you still got 2 outs to work with.
Yeah, you got to play station to station here. Especially with the big bat of Aspen Burkhart. That might be gone.
That's going left. I don't think it has enough. It's off
Top
the
of the
fence, so Izzy Carter will come in to score. Burkhart pulls in with an RBI double.
She hit it too hard. She hit the top of the ball, had top spin, and it dived and just hit the top of the fence there. Nice hit, though. That's what they Cavaliers needed.
And for someone that the Cavaliers have been looking to, even though she had she's had moments here and there. That could be a big one because they're going to need her in hopes of trying to make this comeback. Now only down by 3 thanks to that RBI double. Straight up in the air. Now get over.
Just out of play.
Yes. He had.
She just wanted to say hi to her teammates in the dugout.
We had, Wilhelm running into the Johnson County dugout trying to, in hopes of looking to make that play. Because right at these dugouts, there's a little narrow walkway that you can make your way on and off the field. I'd imagine if you're in there and you make the catch, that's gonna be ruled.
Hit
As
by
Morris
pitch.
will wear it.
Taking one for the team right there. Another dangerous hitter coming to the plate. Kate Ediger
Represents a potential tying run.
You've seen her go yard a couple of times.
And now we'll have a brief stoppage here. Conference going to be coming up for Maddie Cole inside the circle infield, and catcher will come in. Still no move yet. Doesn't look like Greyhounds are going to take her out of the game. Cavaliers already 1 run coming across on the RBI double from Aspen Burgard. Kate Ediger comes to the plate now after the hit by pitch from Morris and has a chance to potentially tie the game if she can get a hold of one. Hit one earlier in the game against Neosho. They put together a great game as well. 3 for 4, the home run and a pair of singles.
She's got a hot bat right now.
They're going to leave Cole out there trying to battle. 1 gone in the top of the 3rd inning. Ediger, first pitch she sees from Cole. Breaking pitch, does not chase at it. It's ball 1.
Cole just left it short of the plate there. Kind of bounced right to Ragsdale.
I think she'd like to see a fastball come in there so she can put a swing on it. There she got it.
Swung on, nice liner. That's
That's
down
gone.
into the outfield. Kate Ediger has tied it. Her second home run of the afternoon, the first here in this game, and it's a big one, a 3-run shot. And the Cavaliers have responded.
And I think we will see the pitching change now.
Wow. She's been mashing this whole tournament. That's number 4 in this tournament alone.
Wow, that's huge. And a 3-run shot to get your team even. That's huge.
And now it will be turned over to Sewell. The day is over for Maddie Cole. 2 1/3 total innings, 5 earned runs, no strikeout, and 1 walk.
She was sitting on that fastball, and she got it. Bringing on a lefty here. Or the Greyhounds.
And it's a pitcher who I expected from Fort Scott to go if they need her to be Natalia Sewell.
Some of the numbers on her, 169 and a third total innings this season, a 2.03 ERA, best in the conference. 204 strikeouts, 43 walks.
Wow, that's a huge.
1.10 whip for keeping track at home.
Huge.
Has only allowed 7 home runs. Averages just a little over 8 strikeouts per 7 innings pitched. Brian making the change at the right time as well, knowing that this is now a tie ball game at 5 apiece, and you put Sewell back in there, you're basically just kind of hitting the reset button. Everyone's squared back at 1.
Good cut there from Gardner. It's kind of the same pitch that Sewell brought last time, and she knew to swing on that one, just kind of time it right. Now you're still down in an 0-2 count. Got a battle here.
Gardenhire pipes it up all the way into left, just off the end of the bat, and able to bring it in for the first out. Second
Batting
out,
number
excuse me.
9, Ryan Pinkerton.
Scoreboard's a little behind.
It's a little bit. I'm starting to learn to that. They're getting some help down there. They're getting it squared away.
Yeah.
First pitch fouled off by Pinkerton, reached via the fielder's choice in the second. This was the big thing in the first game between these two in this tournament, is that the Cavaliers in the top half of the inning put up some runs, or Fort Scott did, and the Cavaliers answered with a big inning of their own, and then Fort Scott answered right back at them, and that was enough to take the wind out of the sails of Johnson County. They held on to win, and roles reverse. That's exactly what the Cavaliers did here. They would have come back, tied this game up.
That's what you'd expect, two evenly matched teams.
Next pitch from Sewell is swung on by Pinkerton. Backhand over at short, across the way in time to Landa over at first base for the third and final out. Big inning for the Cavaliers, exclamated by a 3-run home run from Kate Ediger as we are tied at 5. All ready to go. Bottom of the third inning, tied in a 5-5 ball game. Cavaliers, a nice 4-run rally in the top of the third. The 3-run home run from Kate Ediger. Kaylin Conrad still in the circle for Johnson County, their lone southpaw pitcher. So they put her in there. She'll face Hans, followed by Wilhelm and Landa.
Good take there. Conrad tried to go a little breaking ball.
Don't want to walk the leadoff hitter after coming back to tie it up. And she does just that.
Batting number 21, Caroline Wilhelm.
Fortunate 4-pitch walk there.
Let's see if the Greyhounds will stay aggressive on the base pass here.
We've seen the trouble that leadoff walks can cause for teams in this tournament. Ball 5 chance continue to break out, and there is technically ball 5.
I think he called that a strike.
Yes, he did. Oh, God, you gotta give him that extra like half second.
Yeah, he's not real quick with the signal.
One popped high in the air. Jefferson calling for it, comes in and brings it in.
Jefferson with the great communication, calling off that one and having a good jump and read on where that ball is going to be.
And the short stops, we call them like the quarterbacks of the infield, and center field like the quarterbacks of the outfield. That they usually get the final say if they're calling for it. You're usually supposed to retreat out, let them bring it in.
Cavs, nice job responding after that 4-pitch walk the first time up, getting a quick out there.
Is that a Harley that's driving by?
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Solid out into
gone.
left. No doubt about it. Tosses the bat. It is gone. Almost out of the stratosphere for Landa. She'll take a lap around the bags. And again, tied. No more. And that leadoff walk will add an extra insurance run on for the Greyhounds as Landa matches a 2-run home run.
We've got ourselves a ball game, folks.
Yeah, we do.
You know what? It was the last game that we called last night. It was a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, and now in this one, it looks like it's going to be offense and maybe a little more offense. Yeah, we got a little bit of everything in this tournament. Another one. This one out into center. Morris sees it and brings it in. There's out number 2. Thompson, 1 pitch, is retired, 0 for 2 now.
On batting number 11, Arissa Zajac.
Conrad tried to go low inside fastball. It just wouldn't work for her. That's pretty well hit.
Nice job.
Number 6, Gracie Ramsey.
Got a good one on our hands so far. Fort Scott back in front, 7 of 5. That 2-run home run from Landa. An absolute no-doubter as she just saw it fly and turned to the dugout. A little backflip.
Yeah, it was clear up on that grassy knoll.
Now it's bouncing towards
Yeah.
the practice field over there.
She got it all.
It's just been a mash fest here so far in this game.
Yeah, we've seen 3 of them leave the yard already.
And there's really no wind to speak of.
What's the weather looking like, Dennis? Can we get a report here?
Yeah, it's. I just checked a little while ago. It's 73 degrees. Not actually, it's 75 degrees right now, and just that slight breeze still out of the northwest at about 7 miles an hour.
It's amazing that he's still here with us and he hasn't gotten on by like a weather channel or news station or something yet.
I was pitching the idea, Dylan, like, to get him his own show there.
I'm sure all the 8 viewers that would tune in and listen would love it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good battle here. or Gracie Ramsey leading off for the Cavaliers. That last home run from Lando. This is number 14 of the season.
Be surprised if he could get more views with the power of advertising nowadays.
Believe it. Ramsey grounds out over to second for the first out. So third time through the order for Johnson County. And Taryn Burkhart again just looking for a little bit of momentum. Found ourselves at a little bit of a skid so far, and 0 for 2 in this game. Trying to get on base and maybe use her speed to try to help the Cavaliers cut into this 2-run deficit. That one fouled off the top of the concessions hut. Concession stand, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why I called it a hut, but here we are.
Yeah, they're not selling pizza.
I think it was just because, remember back in the day, the Pizza Huts, they're like the roofs on them used to be kind of a little more pointed up, and I think that just kind of reminds me of a I don't know.
Oh, we've heard that, and then catbird seat.
Yeah, talking a bunch of back in my day and grassy knoll, like we're going.
You youngsters.
Again, age gap really starting to show. 1-2 count for Burkhart going against Sewell. First time these two have faced off in this game as Burkhart takes it. And again, over to second. And again, another toss to Landa over at first. Back-to-back putouts for Rivas here in the fourth.
Now batting number 17, Izzy Carter.
Good game for Carter so far. 2 for 2, a pair of singles. 2 runs scored as well.
She's been the spark plug for this Cavs team in this game. I think the Cavs are really going to need her to start something else here again.
Yeah, they've still got some work to do. They're down by 2. Man.
So far, both teams have scored as many runs as they've had hits. 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Fort Scott. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Cavs.
That tells you there's some long balls involved.
Had 3 of them to be exact. Another grounder on the right side, and Landa will just take this herself and step on the bag. Unassisted put out. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Cavaliers in the fourth. Greyhounds holding on to that 2-run lead. So Kayla Conrad in the circle for Johnson County. We have seen Humberzak get up and get some activity, and I even saw Maggie McNally even walking around a little bit out there. So again, no imminent change in sight yet. The Cavaliers down by 2. Fort Scott a chance to build on their 2-run lead. So we'll go back to the top of the order with Grace Pingle. 1 for 2 with the single and a run scored.
I think all of these pitchers are going to have a short leash. One of the managers.
As you get to the championship round, it definitely is all hands on deck. Winner gets an automatic bid into the national tournament, the World Series. To my understanding, there still are some at-large bids that could potentially be claimed, but you can get that automatic bid. You don't even have to worry about it.
And I could definitely see both these teams being in the tournament.
Going back up the middle, just over the glove of Conrad, and squeaks out into center for a leadoff single.
Well-placed ball right there.
Just
Bounced
took
over
enough
the head.
Yeah, just took enough high bounces to just squeak in the outfield there.
It's one of those things that's perfectly placed right up the middle because it goes over her glove, it goes out in the center. Even if it gets a piece of her glove, it still just slows it down enough, and it's still going to be a tough play at first. Just a solid, that just regular single, but I think it was going to be a hit one way or the other for Pingle. And the Greyhounds had their lead off the man aboard once again. That one just over the head, a wild pitch from Conrad, and easily Pingle will pull up into second base. Could have done a light jog. Been in there without a throw.
I think we may see a change here.
Bratton Vulcan's looking over at her. Now comes to the umpire. And Mariah Overzock will come into the game for Johnson County. The third pitcher used by the Cavaliers. And Overzock will come in trying to keep it a 2-run ball game. We'll step aside. Chance here for Overzock to come in. First appearance in past couple of games. Third arm brought out of the pen. Started with the righty Labors, then going to the lefty Conrad. Final numbers for Conrad: 1 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. And our first pitch strike for Overzock.
And I think the sense of why Bratton Vulcan's decided to throw Overzock in is because I think she just wants a sense of control in this game and to kind of throw off Fort Scott, to throw a new pitcher in there.
This one left side, Jefferson takes it, winds up the throw and beat it out. Ediger throws across to Burkhart, diving out to save it from being a potential throwing error, and everybody is going to be safe, runners at the corners.
And nobody out.
Batting number 3.
Got to be kicking yourself if you're Johnson County. That was a solid routine play that you could have had, but now you're leaving runners on the corners and for Fort Scott to try and add some more insurance runs here.
Yeah, they're going to play the infield back. They're going to play for 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be bunting here.
You'll take the bat out of the hands of your 3-hole hitter in Peasley.
Well, maybe not.
1 for 2, a single back in the second inning.
Yeah, you got to figure she's going to be able to get a fly ball deep enough to score that run anyway.
Yeah, exactly, with no outs.
I also think Fort Scott may try and get that runner on first to second.
Next one on the way. Old timer got us again, and nobody's over at first base. And thrown away, a throwing error for Johnson County. That brings 1 in for Fort Scott and Pingle. Rivas now to third. What? My goodness.
And batting number 9, Avery.
Ediger was coming down the line to play that bunt.
Yeah, that was
so did Burkhart.
Yeah. You're going to need a circle meeting there because there's no way that should have ever happened.
Yeah.
When they squared a bunt, the second baseman's supposed to be breaking for first.
I think Ediger and Overzock didn't communicate there on who was going to go after that ball, and then. But no, you gotta keep your head in the game there.
Yeah, that's a mental breakdown by the Cavaliers. You haven't seen that too much. Now that they're down by a 3 spot and still runners second and third, nobody out. So this could turn out to be another big inning for the Greyhounds.
I'm sure the Greyhounds would love to take advantage of it.
Yeah, hit's going to plate 2.
A single for Paisley and advance up to second on the throwing error. Next one way high to level to Ragsdale, 2-0.
Fort Scott's going to be active on the base pass because they're going to try and throw off Johnson County. If they saw something like that, they're going to try and see what other mistakes Johnson County can make. But I think after that meeting, they're definitely going to try and be locked in here.
And usually especially on the infield, and just overall as a defense, I'll just say lump them in there as a whole, for Johnson County, that has just been fundamentally sound this entire season. You don't see them really make those kind of mistakes.
No, I think you got to take pressure into account. You know, it's a pressure cooker out there because you got to beat this team twice. You just don't, you rush things, you make mistakes.
But again, when you get to these points, though, there is pressure and there's a lot riding on the game as Ragsdale pulls this one. Jefferson will come home with it, and the throw was offline.
That really wasn't the play there for Jaylee, and she just tapped her chest and said, yeah, that's on me. That play's at first base. You got to give that run up. You're playing deep enough. There's no way she's going to throw that runner out at third, or at the plate. You got to get an out.
Yeah, I was going to agree with you there. That's a first base play.
Yep, all the way.
You risked another run coming across, and there's still nobody out.
Questionable defense from the infield right now for Johnson County. Now has them down by 4, 9-5.
And that's really been the trademark of this team, is their solid defense.
That's the point I was getting at. And you brought up the pressure and stuff, and this is you want these kind of games to have this pressure, meaning that you're in a good position to really do something great and be remembered. And if it's something that if you can't handle it, and now coming up and hitting her around the shoulder, a little bit of limp arm going down the line for Hance. And now I believe I think now Maggie McNally's up in the bullpen for
she certainly
Johnson
is.
County. They burned through all 3 of the starters so far for Johnson County, and Lavers, Conrad, and Vermzak. And now if you come back and bring bring in McNally back into the game.
This is not the position you want to be in if you're Johnson County.
Oh, sir.
That was going to go back to the point of the pressure. Johnson County being the 1 seed, this was the team to beat coming into this tournament. And I feel like all these teams in the tournament have put a great amount of pressure, but also competitiveness, because Johnson County was a juggernaut in the regular season. Now you go into the tournament and they're not playing like themselves.
Well, let's give them credit for fighting back through that
100%,
on that
yes.
backside. Man, that's a gauntlet. They had to beat the number 2 seed to even get to this point.
Right now, the Fort Scott Greyhounds have been looking like the
team
number 1 overall. Yeah, they have come to this tournament on a mission.
I've seen it many, many times. At come tournament time, it's a team that gets hot, and Greyhounds are red hot.
They're showing no signs of slowing down here.
Well, bases loaded, still nobody out. This one pulled up and foul, out of play.
I was also going to add on, Dennis, with the 2 seed. They had a winning pitcher's duel last night against KCK.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, they had to go through 2 of the best teams in the conference to even get here. And the Greyhounds took out the number 1 and number 2 seeds. So they're legit.
And looking to potentially take out number 1 again.
Yeah. That would be an exclamation point.
And take the overall season series 3-1 off the end of the bat and foul again for Wilhelm.
That would have been trouble if she straightened it out and got it to bloop in the left.
Had the solo home run back in the second inning, flew out on the infield fly in the third.
Cavaliers really need Umberzak to strike this batter out because look who's on deck.
If you're referring to Landa, yes, she is on deck.
Yeah, she hit it up on the grassy knoll.
They hit the 2-run home run, you're right.
Be in line to do a grand slam.
I'm ready for Umberzak's 2-2 pitch, and here it is. Swings at it, out into left center. Defender's going back. Morris, glides hard into the fence.
Yeah, she's hurt, I think, unfortunately. Oh, she jumps
She
up.
pops back up. My goodness, that looked a lot worse than it was. I think, thankfully, Morris is going to be okay. They're still going to send. They're going to take.
Eve's having none of it. Look at the competitiveness of that young lady. She's having none of it.
The trainer's still trying to
Said, go away, I'm good.
Trainer's going to get the final word and says, no, come on. And now Coach Bratton Volkins will come out as well. So even all that, it's a big hit, and the bases still will stay loaded. Everyone had to wait and see if it was going to be caught, if it was going to go over the fence. Nobody quite knew. Wilhelm got a hold of it, though, however. Another RBI will be added to her total. It's now a 10-5 ball game. And they're gonna bring Morris out of the game.
They're going to make her come out of the game. Oh, is her face bleed? I think maybe her face is bleeding. I think she hit the fence with her face. Yeah, she's wiping blood.
She's getting a well-deserved ovation. Haley Bryant is going to come in. She'll take over in center.
You saw her do a good job earlier this season for the Cavs, too.
Oof.
Boy, Eve did not want to come out of the game. That speaks volumes about the competitiveness of that player.
We saw her miss time in the later half of the regular season with a shoulder injury. And we knew that killed her. She was a great teammate in the dugout, getting the team rowdy and everything, but she likes to be out there. She's a competitor. She's a warrior, and you know it hurts her to come to literally being. I mean, we talked about you're going to have to carry somebody out to bring them out of this game for either team, and I think that was probably the last resort for them, was to carry Eve out. But she comes out. Haley Bryant will now be out in center field for the Cavaliers. Another run across for the Greyhounds, and Burkhart will take this into home. Pinkerton foot on the bag, force out is applied, and there's out number one.
Heads up play there by Aspen. That was the right play.
5,
you cannot afford to give up any more runs. Infield's playing in to try and cut that run off the plate.
Good location. Dotted the outside corner. Umberzak really needs a strikeout here, just something, a double play even.
Put down, Burkhart charges in, try to undertoss to Pinkerton, and run is in. And Burkhart just showing some frustration.
Fellas, what we just saw there was what you call a suicide squeeze, because she broke on as soon as the bat hit the ball. So she's
yeah, Bratton Volkins is not having it. She's really going to make her case heard.
Saying that the hand got in on the slide. And maybe
he's going to call the umpire crew to kind of get a second guess on that.
Which I don't really know, because, I mean, at a play like that, he's got the best look at it.
Yeah, there's nobody else that can call that.
Yeah, so I don't know what else they could potentially be trying to discuss. I mean, I have an idea, but yeah, I mean, it's.
If I'm one of those umpires after, I'm saying, man, you're in the position to make that call, not me. Well, now it's kind of getting out of hand.
Batting number 11.
Greyhounds are feeling it.
Yes, they are. Ninth batter to come to the plate.
Big inning.
We still got 3 more to play, fellas. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, this next at-bat for the Cavaliers, they're going to have to put up a big number. They want to stay in this thing.
There's Zach's next pitch in there. Strike one to Zajac. 1 for 2. A single run scored in the second. A fly out to center in the third.
whoa. She was trying to go outside corner again, just couldn't quite locate it. I'm just going to throw strikes at this point.
Popped up. Bryant out in center, able to take care of it for out number 2.
Now batting number 13, Grace Tingle.
If I'm Johnson County, I'm just trying to focus on the last out. And I'm sure there's going to be a long meeting afterwards. Yeah, Unresult really like that one there. And Pinkerton, nice job to dial it up there for her. You got to keep that momentum going, Dennis.
No question about it. It's gut check time.
There we go.
Outside part of the zone, in for strike 2.
This is the pitching we were missing.
Yeah, you can't afford to give up any more runs here. You got to get this batter right here.
She's going to go outside.
Good pitch, though.
In the bottom of the 4th, it feels like it's been on for
Been some long innings.
yeah. 1-2 blocks. Run was coming down.
Uh-oh.
Runner all the way back, and Pinkerton will just put the tag on it. Was kind of caught in a precarious situation. Was Wilhelm over there at third. Greyhounds leave 3 runners stranded, but damage already done. 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and they're in the catbird seat. Top half of the 5th inning. Greyhounds have not been kept scoreless in an inning yet. 1 in the first, 4 in the 2nd and 4th innings. And in between that, 2 runs in the 3rd.
Now batting number 5, Jaylee
11 runs on 11 hits. Both teams with 1 error and 5 runs on 5 hits for the Cavaliers. Jaylee Jefferson, Aspen Burgart, and Haley Bryant expected to be in for Eve Morris, who came out of the game, in case you're just now joining us, was trying to make a play out into left center right near the fence. He was trying to dive out for it and kind of got made contact with the fence and spun around, was down for just a few seconds, hopped back up, wanted to stay in the game. Coaching staff and trainers were not going to let her as Jefferson grounds out over to third to Wilhelm, out number 1.
Batting number 26, Aspen Burgard.
And then as you know that as she sits in that dugout right now for the sophomore of Eve Morris, and with the way things are looking right now, as she got taken out of the game, her team down by 6, there's a decent chance here in the top of the 5th inning as she might have just played her last play as a Cavalier.
Yep. I feel so sorry for her. She's had a great career. Oh, boy, that just about got Aspen. Yeah, for the Cavaliers right now, you just got to have the mindset, get them on, get them over, and get them home.
That's going to be a tough task down to your final.
Yeah.
Now 8 outs to go, and you're facing arguably the best pitcher in the conference in Natalia Sewell.
Yep.
But besides a great career for Eve Morris, how about the toughness she showed?
Oh, for sure.
And the competitiveness, yeah. Oh, that's gone.
That's out of here. Oh, at the wall.
Again.
Shows what you boys are talking about.
She's hit the top of the wall, or top of the fence twice.
And that's a great way to respond after getting a quick out on her there.
Now 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles for Aspen. She's over at second, trying to get that dugout fired up.
Doing her part.
Don't need all 6 runs here in this top half of the 5th, but,
No, but you need to chip away.
yeah, just getting a pair. Might start feeling good. This one ripped, but foul from Bryant. Her first at bat in this game. Haley during the season batting a 255 clip, 14 hits, 8 RBIs, 4 doubles, 1 triple. Now behind in the count 0-2 to Sewell, lefty versus lefty.
And what Haley Bryant's showing me right now is she's ready to play. I mean, she's stepping up, being aggressive at the plate. I mean, when you're given an opportunity like this, you're not going to take it for granted.
A good take right there. That was a pitcher's pitch.
Next one from Sewell off the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes now.
Great take.
Working the count. It's a good at bat.
It's a really tough position when you're thrown in the middle of a game, and you got to go in and have a nice quality at bat with a pitcher with the caliber of Sewell, and now makes contact with this and lands just outside of the chalk line, a foul ball. We'll come back and reset on another 3-2 pitch coming.
Bryant looks dialed in here. Oh, man.
That was too close to take.
Just got that top part of the zone there. Great pitch from Sewell.
Yep.
Batting number 15, Kate
Gotta find a way to try to protect a little bit more there. Haley Bryant now 0 for 1, her first at bat with a strikeout.
She fought off some good pitches, but that last one froze her.
Kate Ediger swings low and away at the first pitch. That does get away a moment, so Burkhardt will move up to third. Got away from Ragsdale. Three-run home run, our last at bat in the third. 1 for 2 in this game. An 0-1 pitch on the way for Sewell, and Ediger chops it over to third. Nice play across the way in time. Run will not score for Johnson County, and Natalia Sewell grooving right now, as are the Greyhounds. They can start to snip. They can smell it.
batting number 13.
Bottom of the
Pingle.
5th inning, and it will be Pingle who will step back in as they had that slight miscommunication on the base paths in the bottom of the 4th, where Wilhelm got away from the third base batter, Ryan Pinkerton running up the line and tagging her out. So a clean slate for Pingle. It'll be her 4th time through. 2 for 3, a pair of singles, 2 runs scored.
And I think the key for Johnson County is letting Mariah Unverzat really settle in like she did the last time she ended the inning. I mean, she was looking like herself again, just firing strikes and feeling as confident as ever. You need to carry that in this inning, because if you can hold Fort Scott here, you've got only 6 outs to work with. Your backs are against the wall here. Something has to give for Johnson County.
Shot, Burkhardt able to take it. Easy throw across the way in time, out number 1.
Now batting number 2, Peyton Rivas.
Just taking a deeper look at some of these numbers in this game. And Dennis, you know, we've talked about how during this season, the Cavaliers, how they can really settle in with 2 outs and get some RBIs in so far with 2 outs, 1 for 6 in the game. And Fort Scott 5 of 8, batting .625.
That's the difference in the game.
And they're also batting 7 of 15 with
Oh,
runners
boy.
on. And turned around is Burkhardt, and that's going to one hop at the fence, stay in the yard. It was going to be a double one way or the other.
Yep.
And another one for Rivas, says she is down to a home run shy of the cycle. She had the triple in the 2nd, the single in the 4th, and now a double here in the 5th.
Julia Paisley.
She's got the oven mitt on now, Dennis.
Yeah. See that being used a lot throughout all of baseball and softball now.
If you're playing nowadays, would you get one?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Just going to go traditional?
Yep.
Another chance for Paisley.
The one player that comes to mind when I see one of those, Whit Merrifield.
Yeah, he always did it. So does Bobby Witt.
This one goes foul. Whenever I see that, I always think of Mookie Betts. I don't know why, even though there's a lot of them that do it.
All I'll say is Ricky Henderson has the record for the most stolen bases in Major League history, and he never wore an oven mitt.
Fair enough.
Aaron Judge has the most home runs in the American League in a single season. He wears batting gloves.
Yeah.
I doubt anyone will touch Ricky Henderson's record.
No, it's
The Battle of
stood for a long
Generations.
time.
Well,
Battle of Generations Equipment Edition.
Verzak, 0-2 pitch. Oh,
Man,
the
close.
plate.
Really needs a strikeout here. She's due for one.
Looking to be her first of the game. Another one pulled and fouled to third base side. High fly ball out into left. Burkhardt settling underneath it and brings it in. And staying put
Nice
over there
throw.
at second base is Rivas for out number 2.
Now batting number 9, Avery Ragsdale.
Got a pretty solid bat for Fort Scott coming up. Ragsdale's had a pretty solid day at the plate.
She really has.
Singled back in the first, ground out in the second. Did reach on the fielder's choice in the 4th, and was eventually a victim of a force out at home plate. And that bases loaded, nobody out scenario that the Greyhounds had the Cavaliers in. Fort Scott has yet to have a scoreless inning so far. Runner still in scoring position with 2 outs. Inside off the plate, 3 straight balls in this at bat from Vermstock.
I think she's just trying to find the strike zone again. I think she'll just trying to fire one in.
No, she's probably going to be taken here.
Or is that next pitch is taken for ball 4.
You don't need to be giving these Greyhounds any help because they'll make it hurt.
Number 4, Haley Hance.
We're still batting .625 with 2 outs. I've yet to have a 2-out RBI in this game. And 7 of 16 with runners in scoring position. That's going to be a liner, so those numbers will differentiate a little bit as Taryn Burkhart takes that beeline in for out number 3. 5 innings in, Greyhounds 11, Cavaliers 5 in the Region 6 District Championship.
Gardenhire.
Here's Gardenhire, Ryan Pinkerton, Gracie Ramsey, 7, 8, 9, looking to just spark something for the Cavaliers as they've been blanked in back-to-back innings, and then looking up at that scoreboard down by 6 runs. Stone Funk, Brennan Bolin, and Dennis Drennan alongside you. Well, 2 of the 3 at least.
Yeah.
Dennis will be back momentarily. Talia Sewell so far has been lights out since coming on in relief for Maddie Cole, and went 2 1/3, 5 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and all 5 runs credited to her. And Sewell coming into this about 2 2/3 inches, 1 hit and 1 strikeout. That was off that double from Aspen Burgart. Now Gardenhire takes this, hard time handling his Wilhelm. She'll make the throw anyways, but it's not going to be in time.
Batting number 9, Ryan.
And now can the Cavaliers take advantage of yet another error for Fort Scott, their 2nd of the game. Sewell winds and delivers first pitch.
Cavaliers need to take advantage of that mistake.
Welcome back, Dennis.
Thank you.
Next one inside to Ryan Pinkerton, 2 straight balls to start this at bat.
I think Bratton Volkins is going to be aggressive on the base pass here. Kind of dug yourself a hole. Now you got to work your way out of it here.
No, unless it's a pass ball or a drop ball by the catcher, I think they stay station to station until they get it tied.
3 balls, 1 strike, laying off that one. That was high. Now the zone. Gracie Ramsey on deck.
Now you got a pass ball,
But it was on ball 4.
so it doesn't matter.
Does matter to a degree. There's a walk.
Batting number 6,
Hit the
Gracie
first of the game for
Ramsey.
Sewell.
Time called. It's like a circle visit.
She looks like she may have gotten something in her eye.
Fairly easy to do at the turf field. Maybe sometimes one of those rubber pellets can kick up, and here I am asking for
Eye drops.
I can't believe that's Wilhelm that's trying to ask for it. So a little pause in the action right now. Catcher went up to speed. 11-5 score. Fort Scott on top of Johnson County Greyhounds. If they hold on to this lead, they will end this Region 6 tournament. They'll win the district championship, and they will go to the JUCO World Series in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Meanwhile, for the Cavaliers, trying to battle back. They'll have to score 6 or more runs the rest of the way, and it has not looked easy against Natalia Sewell. She's kept them in order since coming on relief for Maddie Cole. They'll have to battle back, win this game, and that would potentially take it to a winner-take-all game tomorrow starting at noon. So Ramsey will now step in, ready for her at bat. 2 runners on for the Cavaliers, nobody gone. They have 6 outs left to work with. What can they do with them? That will be the question we're about to get answered over the next few moments here at the Lake Shawnee Sports Complex in Topeka, Kansas.
See if Ramsey has another big hit in her. She's had a good tournament. And right at her.
Right at the right fielder. Hard throw into first. Not going to be in time. Good effort, though, as
Ball was
that
hit
hard
hard.
liner just couldn't get down in enough time for Ramsey to reach aboard safely.
Now batting number 3, Taryn Burkhart.
Back to the top of the order.
Now the 4th time through for the Cavaliers, and Burkhart working. Really use a big hit here. 0 for 3 on the day. A pair of ground outs and a fly out. Trying to put the bunt down using her speed, and it's going to work to perfection. No play in any bag. Gardenhire having to get back at third. She gets the foot in there in time to avoid the tag of Wilhelm. And that's just a perfectly executed bunt. And partner, you and I have talked about this. Whenever you're in a slump and you're in an
Yes.
over kind of day, you can just take a little bloop or a little
Absolutely.
dunk like that to maybe get you going.
17, Izzy
Yeah,
Carter.
she did that on her own. I'm sure of that. And she was bunting for a hit, and she made it happen.
One of, if not the speediest Cavalier on this team, using the bunt to her advantage and catching Fort Scott off guard as well.
We've got another speedy Cavalier up, Izzy Carter, who's had a really, really good day today.
2 for 3, a pair of singles. Grounded out to the first baseman on a slow roller up the line back in the 4th. This is the time in this bases loaded scenario, 1 gone in the 6th for the Cavaliers. You got to plate multiple here to really feel any confidence moving forward in this game, trying to make this 6-run comeback.
Yeah, and you got your RBI hitters coming up.
Jefferson on deck, an 0 for 2 day, and Burkhart will be behind her 2 for 3, a pair of doubles and a run scored. Next pitch on the way from Sewell. Breaking pitch in there, called strike 2.
That took a lot of nerve to throw that breaking pitch on a 2-1 count.
Really did, and it worked out for her
It sure
super
did.
well. So now you got Izzy Carter on the ropes.
Spoiled a good pitch there.
He's in a 2-2 count. Carter fouled off the last pitch. Next one she sees. And that one will go foul as well.
Saw Breton Volkins there. She had her arm waving. She was ready to send them all in.
You know, she'll be anxious to do. Obviously, don't want to have any base running error. You don't want to have any errors. You got to be any hopes at this point to make a 6-run comeback. Got to play pretty much perfect, and that one will get through out into right, and an error out there in right field. Hard time getting it in. 2 are in for the Cavs, and it's going to play 3. Izzy Carter on her way into third base. And a bases clearing, call it a single, the 2-base error.
Yes.
Mistake out there in right field by Hance. So they got by her, nearly rolled all the way to the wall. And the Cavaliers have cut the lead in half, and the top RBI go-getters are coming to the plate, Dennis.
No question about it. They're only 3 runs down now, and you got the part of the order that can do some more damage.
Fort Scott, they've been playing superb today, and then all of a sudden that happens, and you can't be doing that late in the game. But how about Johnson County? They're finding their rhythm again.
Yeah.
That was a big at-bat that they needed.
Oh, man. Jelly didn't think that was a strike. She thought it was low and outside.
And the other thing that you got to be fairly disappointed as a Fort Scott fan and the players looking at it, 2 errors in this inning, both of them costing the Cavaliers runs.
That was a check swing there. She didn't mean to do anything with that, but she had a lot of pop on that too.
3 errors in the game now for Fort Scott. Just 1 for Johnson County.
Can't afford to do that if you want to close it out. You help a good team and they'll make it hurt, as the Cavaliers have found out.
Man, really full Jaylee at that off speed.
And there might have been just maybe just got a piece of it, but into the catcher's mitt. It's not going to matter. Strike 3 called and a strikeout for Sewell. Her second in this game. Now Aspen Burkhardt will step in, has ripped doubles that have bounced straight off the top of the wall in her last 2 at-bats. Runner in scoring position. Cavaliers have already plated 3.
That was a good call by the ump. She definitely went around there a little bit.
A 1 pitch from Sewell breaking. Burkhardt
gets
out of the reach of the left fielder. Made an excellent play for it. Throw into second. And it's in and out of the glove, and Burkhardt will be at the second base bank for the 3rd time in a row. And another run comes in for Johnson County, an 11-9 ball game now.
Tying run comes to the plate.
Batting number 10, Haley Bryant.
It's like a circle visit here.
Izzy Carter comes in to score for the Cavaliers. 2 gone, still another runner in scoring position. And a big spot for Haley Bryant. Bullpens are empty too for both teams.
Looks like they're going to ride the ship no matter what.
It's going to be Sewell versus Zach the rest of the way. Especially Haley, low part of the zone in for strike 1.
Haley had a solid at bat last time.
She needs to find a way to get on and get her to the plate.
High scoring affairs the last 2 games in this tournament between these 2 teams. Next pitch on the way, upstairs, taken for a ball.
Haley's been a real competitor at the plate. I mean, she's really working Sewell here. That was a good one to swing at.
Got around a little too quick on that breaking pitch.
But Dennis, I like your approach. If you're Haley Bryant, get a blooper or something to try and play to run or get on base and let Kate Edgar do the work there.
That one right at her in right field. What a 4 spot, a much needed one for the Cavaliers in the top of the 6th inning. We have a brand new ball game.
Batting number 21, Caroline.
Still Mariah Verzek in the circle for Johnson County. Now brand new life in this ball game. 4 spot put up in the top of the 6th inning makes it 11-9. Fort Scott still with the lead and a chance to respond here.
Momentum is on the side of the Cavaliers right now. They just need to have a solid half inning here and shut the Greyhounds down if they want to have a shot.
Was I liking the calls that she's been getting from Pinkerton today? Nice look against Wilhelm, the third baseman, the single in her last at bat. This one goes foul up the line. No balls, 2 strikes.
Got her down 0-2. Make her hit your pitch.
Zach, the 0-2 pitch on the way to Sewell, and it's popped up in the air on the right side. And Izzy Carter will bring it in shallow right for out number 1.
Batting number 7, Maricela Landa.
I would pitch around Maricela.
You would?
Yes, sir. Good pitch. Breaking ball.
Zach's coming at her right back up the middle, and that'll be in a 1-out single.
Batting number 5, Katie Thompson.
Welcome back, Brendan.
Thank you.
Brief pitch here. And we had a courtesy runner come in for the Greyhounds. That's Jaden Lowershirt. That's number 15. Well, even it is. So she'll be on the pinch run for Landa, the first baseman.
Good pitch. Cavaliers wanting a hard hit ground ball at a middle infielder here.
Next one is on the way, and that's hit out into right. Gracie Ramsey, what a great play! Diving out for it, making the catch near the foul line. That's a big out, number 2 for the Cavs.
Wow, what a play by Gracie out there.
That definitely possibly saved him a run there, too.
No question about it.
You dive for that, and it gets by undoubtedly, Brendan, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to roll clear to the fence. And
the speed of lower shirt and the pinch runner, I think they might come around, maybe send her home, but a beautiful play. Right field robbery by Gracie Ramsey.
yeah, when you sell out like that, you better catch it because it's going to roll a long ways if you don't.
Good take there. And Rizat wanted to try and dot that outside corner. Just breaking ball wasn't going to get there for her. Time to throw the fastball in there.
Good pitch.
I like your approach. She's kind of now mixing locations and kind of finding her groove and starting to figure out the hitters.
Next pitch to Zajac. Chopper Jefferson takes it over to second.
Got her.
In time. Cavaliers will come to bat in the top of the 7th, down by 2, down to their final 3 outs. Here we go. Final chance for the Cavaliers, down by 2. You come up to bat in the top of the 7th. Ediger, Gardenhire, and Pinkerton. 6, 7, 8. And again on Gracie Ramsey making that spectacular diving grab for the second out in right field in the bottom of the 6th inning, potentially taking a run away from Fort Scott.
Cavs put themselves in a better spot. Putting up a 4 spot last inning, and now you really gotta work yourself back into the lead here.
And still facing off against Italia Sewell. Got roughed up that 4th spot in the top of the 6th. But just looking to get 3 more outs and send the Greyhounds to Spartanburg. Pulled right at Wilhelm over at 3rd.
Kate did what she had to do. You can't hit a ball any harder than that. Hit it right at the 3rd baseman.
Now for Fort Scott, they're 2 outs away. 1-2 Deja Gardenhire.
She came up big for these Cavaliers last night.
Had late inning magic in that game against Kansas City, Kansas. Nobody on, pops this one up on the infield. Sewell calling everybody off and brings it in, unorthodox for out number 2.
Fort Scott faithful can really feel it now.
Cavs down to their last out.
You can feel it. That dugout of Fort Scott ready to erupt.
Yes,
Cowboy hats for everybody on the way to Spartanburg.
They get a horse on a stick too.
First pitch from Sewell, just off the plate, ball 1. To Ryan Pinkerton, who walked in the 6th and came around to score. Ground out in the 3rd, reach via fielder's choice and left stranded on the bases in the 2nd.
Ryan's
called
been a
strike
leader.
1.
Ryan's been the leader this whole season. And I think for her, if you get on base here, you're really going to set the tone, and you're really going to need your teammates to step up big here because you got one out to work with.
1-1 pitch put out into the air. Settling under it is Hance, and she brings it in, and Fort Scott, they've done it. Not once, but twice did they beat the #1 seed in Johnson County. And with that, the Greyhounds are going to the World Series in Spartanburg.
Congratulations to the Greyhounds. They had one whale of a tournament.
Run through this gauntlet of a tournament, perfection.
Undefeated.
Coming in as the 4 seed, they were a popular pick to potentially get to this championship game. Not many had them going beyond that. Proven everybody wrong in their last 3 games now, defeating #1 Johnson County, #2 Neosho, and beat the Cavaliers again. Turn them away in the championship game. Cavs were trying to go back to the World Series for the first time since 2019. They just come up a little bit short. What a performance, what a season it has been for Fort Scott.
And what a tournament. Wow.
It's just been great. We've been so glad to bring it to everybody. Have some final numbers coming up for you here in just a little bit. Brenda, I'll turn it over to you first, and then Dennis, I want you to chime in after. Just our final thoughts about the champions, Fort Scott, and what a performance it's been about the team that has been hot coming into this tournament. That was Fort Scott coming in, and they're leaving, going to Spartanburg with a district championship.
And we talked about this. Once you get hot at the right time, there is no stopping you. And Fort Scott was the definition of that. I mean, they came into this tournament hungry, ready to play, and they knocked out the #1 seed twice now. They knocked out Neosho. They played it. They played very competitive. They played with high energy. They played with a lot of chemistry. And, I mean, what a weekend for Fort Scott. Congratulations to them. And they certainly defended the fort as the flag's coming onto the field now.
Yeah, they're announcing the all-tournament team.
From Johnson County, Maggie McNally, Aspen Burgart, and Jaylee Jefferson. And from Fort Scott, Avery Ragsdale, Grace Pingle, and the MVP of the tournament, Caroline Wilhelm.
Wow.
Good for her.
Well deserved, too.
Yes.
Had a great game. Turnover. That's the athletic director, Tony Tompkins of Johnson County, representing them with their completed bracket.
Is presenting the Region 6 championship to Fort Scott.
No.
Well deserved. Everyone's going to officially put their stamp. Moving on. Just an incredible performance when you need it the most for Fort Scott. Defending the fort. That's what they've been doing this entire season. And then now they're taking the fort with them to Spartanburg, where they'll look to continue to defend it in the World Series. Final lines here, 11 runs, 13 hits, 3 errors for the Greyhounds. Meanwhile, 9 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for Johnson County.
Well deserved by these Greyhounds. They took it to all of the teams they faced in this tournament, never looked back, and finished undefeated. They deserve to go to the World Series.
Yeah, and absolutely. And I mean, they did such a great job battling. Whenever they felt down, they felt the energy that they needed to get back into games, which they didn't have to do much. But I mean, what a performance from the players. And I mean, you have to give Johnson County credit. They were coming in with a big target on their back, being the #1 seed. They had to battle their way back, get some tough teams, and Fort Scott unfortunately got the best of them twice now.
Yeah, well, you know, being on that backside in the second round like Johnson County was, that's really a gauntlet you got to run through, and you're burning up, you know, your best pitchers just to try and get to this point, and that's kind of what happened here.
I think with the performance they had and the season they had, the regular season they had, I think Johnson County, they should feel proud if they do get a at-large bid in the World Series.
Yeah, so I mean, this is still by no means, since they made it to the championship game, and there's still some chance of hope. And for a team that in the Division II rankings were consistently in the top 10 from start to finish, never really dipped below that point, and at one point it looked like one of the best teams in Division II and in JCAA, and they come into this tournament, they get knocked out to the backside just in the second game against these Fort Scott Greyhounds, and like Dennis said, they run through the gun. They take on Allen County. They go 9 innings and extras and go the distance in a all-time classic under the lights here against Kansas City, Kansas. They come back at noon. They beat the number 2 team, Neosho County, fairly handily, and they come into the championship game. And you know, it was a game early where it was counterpunch after counterpunch, but eventually the wheels just kind of came off, and the game opened up for Fort Scott. Johnson County able to make it tight later on there towards the end, but just not enough to try to come and get over the hump. So they'll have to wait and see if they get that at-large bid. But we know one thing for certain: Fort Scott definitely has punched their ticket. They will be going to Spartanburg, and that's going to do it for us here. And the whole long line and list of people that we want to just shout out and thank that allowing us to come and be able to provide this coverage to everybody. I know Mike Stadler, the commissioner of the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference, been riding with us the past couple of days. Appreciate him allowing us to come out and do it. BJ Harris for providing everything for us to come out and do this as well. Tony Tompkins with Johnson County Community College. And, of course, you boys here, Brendan Bull and Dennis Drennan, you guys have been rock stars helping me out the past couple of days making this all happen. And for everyone else that's followed along with us, we appreciate it, and hope that we did well, and we hope to potentially do more of these moving forward. But it's been a fun one as we are sending off the Fort Scott Greyhounds on to the World Series. We'll see what waits in the wings for Johnson County. Again, your final score: Greyhounds 11, Cavaliers 9, and Fort Scott is the Region 6 Plains District champions. They'll be going to Spartanburg next week. For everyone that's tuned in, thank you again. We will see you next time right here